in the timeless wisdom of our Nigerian elders. What the child sows in the morning, he reaps in the evening. A proverb that reminds us how actions taken in moments of power can return with unforeseen force, often when one least expects it. This adage takes on a haunting resonance in the unfolding saga of Abubakar Malami, the former Attorney General of the Federation, whose aggressive pursuit of Nnamdi Kanu now stands in stark contrast to his own deepening legal woes, a situation many see as a harsher reality than the one he orchestrated for the IPOB leader. Now waiting we hear with the report, but be sure say, na confirm. Abeg, hit that subscribe button, like this video and drop a comment to help us grow and bring you undiluted news. The turning point came on February 12, 2026, when Justice Obiora Egwuatu of the Federal High Court in Abuja made a stunning announcement. He was withdrawing from presiding over 2 high-stakes cases brought by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission against Malami. Citing personal reasons and the broader interest of justice, the judge directed that the case files be returned to the chief judge for reassignment. The first case accuses Malami, his son Abdulaziz, and an associate Hajia Bashir Asabe of laundering 8.7 billion naira through companies allegedly linked to the former minister during his tenure. The second seeks the interim forfeiture of 57 properties valued at over 213 billion naira claimed to have been unlawfully acquired. These include universities, hotels, and commercial buildings spread across Abuja, Kebbi, and Kano. The session was brief. Malami's legal team, led by Joseph Daudu, had requested an adjournment to February 16 due to a conflicting court appearance. But before any arguments could proceed, Justice Egwuatu stepped aside, leaving the matters in limbo. This withdrawal means the cases must start afresh under a new judge, prolonging Malami's uncertainty, while the forfeiture order remains in effect, freezing his access to those assets. If tales like this, where the architect of high-profile prosecutions now grapples with the system's delays, intrigue you and prompt reflection on justice in Nigeria, I'd urge you to like this video, share your insights in the comments on whether this feels like a fitting turn of events, and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement keeps us delivering these thought-provoking narratives that hold power to account. To appreciate the full weight of this judicial shift, we must revisit Malami's 8-year tenure as Attorney General under President Muhammadu Buhari from 2015 to 2023. As the nation's chief law officer, he was the face of some of the most contentious legal actions in recent history, none more so than the case against Nnamdi Kanu. The IPOB leader's dramatic arrest in Kenya in June 2021 and subsequent extradition, termed an extraordinary rendition by critics, was defended vigorously by Malami on national television. He dismissed international concerns, rejected appeals from Igbo leaders offering guarantees for Kanu's release on bail, and insisted that the courts must take their time to ensure justice. Under his oversight, Kanu's trial dragged on amid allegations of procedural flaws, restricted access to counsel, and health issues during detention. Even after appellate rulings in Kanu's favor highlighted violations of due process, Malami's office pursued appeals and technicalities to keep him incarcerated, culminating in a 2025 life sentence for terrorism-related charges. Many viewed this as an overreach, a deliberate strategy to suppress dissent and prolong suffering, exacerbating ethnic tensions in the southeast and drawing condemnation from human rights groups. Now, in a reversal that strikes many as karmic, Malami is ensnared in a legal quagmire far more protracted and humiliating than the one he managed against Kanu. The EFCC cases stem from investigations into his time in office, alleging that funds were siphoned through proxies and invested in lavish properties. Unlike Kanu's swift extradition and detention, Malami's ordeal has unfolded slowly. The interim forfeiture order was granted in late 2025, but progress stalled under Justice Emeka Nyete before vacation. Assigned to Justice Egwuatu post-vacation, the case hit another wall with his withdrawal. The judge's personal reasons could stem from the matter's sensitivity. Egwuatu is Igbo, and presiding over a case against the man who relentlessly pursued Kanu might invite accusations of bias or retribution. Whatever the motive, the result
The key decisions here involve a cast of institutional players. The EFCC has remained steadfast, pushing for accountability in what it portrays as a landmark anti-corruption effort against a former top official. Malami's defense team has sought adjournments to prepare, signaling a robust fight back, but the judge's recusal disrupts their momentum. Justice Egwuatu's action, while professionally phrased, underscores the judiciary's awareness of the case's political undercurrents, ensuring reassignment to avoid any hint of impropriety. Meanwhile, interested parties in the forfeiture suit, individuals and entities claiming rights to some properties, have complicated proceedings with counter-applications, mirroring the legal tangles Malami's office once used to prolong Kanu's case. The consequences ripple far beyond Malami's personal plight. Politically, this development exposes the fragility of alliances in Nigeria's elite circles. Malami, once a Buhari loyalist and APC stalwart, now stands isolated under a new administration, raising questions about whether his cases are genuine proofs or settling of old scores. It could deter future officials from overreaching, knowing the system might turn against them post-tenure. Socially, it fuels discussions on ethnic dynamics and justice. Kanu's supporters see Malami's struggles as divine retribution for the grave injustice he inflicted, potentially easing regional resentments or inspiring calls for Kanu's release. Economically, the frozen 213 billion naira in assets represents lost opportunities for Malami's family and businesses, while a successful forfeiture could inject funds into public coffers, though prolonged litigation drains resources. On the security front, Malami's past role in labeling IPOB a terrorist group and overseeing counter-insurgency legal frameworks now contrasts with his vulnerability, potentially undermining public trust in those same institutions if his cases appear mishandled. Public reactions have been swift and sharply divided, mirroring Nigeria's polarized landscape. Among Kanu's advocates and in the southeast, there is a palpable sense of satisfaction, with social media abuzz about calmer patience and how Malami, who dismissed pleas for mercy in Kanu's case, now begs for adjournment in his own. Some have drawn direct parallels, noting that while Kanu languished in detention for years, Malami's delay